pork here and some of our venison. So beautiful and red inside. So I'm going to be I'm just browning up a bunch of this. I'm going to be putting Italian seasoning into it. And then I'm going to be making it into a spaghetti pie. So I'll show a little bit more of that as I go on. All right, so the meat is browned. I have the pork and the venison all mixed up. I put some of the Tuscan seasoning in it. And now I'm going to make the sauce part of the spaghetti pie. And we have, my dad kind of threw this together that the best way to have like an organic, very simple ingredient tomato sauce that is like super easy to make and you can have in your pantry is to mix 1 can of diced tomatoes, 1 can of tomato sauce, and 1 can of tomato paste, all Kirkland organic. And then mix with whatever kind of Italian, or I like the Tuscan kind of seasoning. And it makes such a good tomato sauce, and it's so fresh tasting. It's not super sugary like some of the jarred ones from the store can be. So that is how we love to do it now. And it's so easy to just have these all in your pantry. And it's really affordable compared to buying like a jarred organic sauce. So that is that. I have my cheese and my butter prepped for the noodles, and I just filled up the pot to make the pasta. And this is the recipe I'm using. It was my grandma Joyce's recipe. And so I'm gonna just be following this and making it up, and I'll hopefully take a couple videos as I assemble the pies so you can see. All right, so I've got my water boiling, and I'm gonna just go ahead and get my pasta all in. I've got my sauce just kind of on a low simmer now, and that can just stay for as long as I need it to. I've got my meat portioned out, but I do think I'm gonna want a little more, so I just kept the leftover bits in here. I'll probably freeze this eventually so that it can be pulled out whenever. But I want to make sure that I don't want to put more in each pie. So I'm actually making 2 pies. One that we'll eat tonight, and one that I'll freeze. But how the noodles go together with the butter, the Parmesan, and the eggs, I can just combine that. So because of how much I still kind of need to do over here, especially once I start assembling, I think I'm just gonna put these guys in the fridge. What are you doing? You mixing the eggs?
Yeah.
Did you break all the yolks? Keep mixing till it's all yellow.
Hold the bowl.
Yep, hold the bowl. This one that I wanted more meat, so I ended up using actually like twice the meat. It originally called for 1/4 pound of ground chuck, but I found that we definitely need double for kind of how much meat to pasta ratio we would prefer. So I totally understand probably why it was done this way, and that is because my grandparents didn't have a lot of money, and when, you know, my dad was growing up, and so you know, they were just using smaller amounts, but we have been blessed to have the deer that Tim harvests every year, and the pig that we buy, so combining those two, I feel comfortable definitely putting more like 1/2 pound on each pie. You can't actually fit much more than that, but yeah, so I need 2 hands for this, but that's kind of the gist. I'm going to be doing 1/2 pound on each instead of 1/4. So, all right, I've got the sauce on, and I put the mozzarella cheese that goes on top on, but I did realize that I was actually supposed to wait and put that on after it's been in the oven for about 25 minutes. But that's okay. I will just bake it like normal, and then I will put, I'll just put like a parchment over the top of both of them if I need to, if the cheese is getting too brown on the top. But these are ready to go in the oven, and then this one will be, it'll just be cooled in the fridge, and then I will freeze it so that we have a meal for some other time. I do still have about a pound of the ground left because I ended up using just a pound between the other two. So I'm gonna vacuum seal that into a package now so that we just have already cooked meat ready to go for some other kind of pasta dish or whatever that we would use the Italian kind of seasoned meat for.